If you guys haven't heard by now, Blackpool Hills is the Phaimon of Calibria Crystal Guardians. But if you guys like me, you may not be able to clear it just right now with your forefather here. So what do you do? Where do you go? What should your runes look like? And where should you be looking to farm until you can get to that point? In today's video, we're going to be covering that and much more. So stick around. You definitely don't want to miss it. What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again, coming at you with another video for Calibria Crystal Guardians. As always, thank you all so much for tuning in. Like we said before, we're going to be doing a quick overview of my current Angel of Death. I want you guys to check her out, see her runes, so you can get an idea of what I'm doing until I can get strong enough to go ahead and clear that Blackpool Hills. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Right now, what I'm running is a attack set. I'm going to all six attack sets here, and we're doing attack, crit rate, and attack. Now, the majority of these runes are going to be 5-star max, with of course the attack base slots. The slot 1, slot 2, slot 4, slot 6 are currently at plus 12 here. Those are going to be the ones you want to focus on, of course. Now, if you're wondering, where in the world are you getting those really nice attack runes here? So I want to go ahead and come on over to the quest line in the fight section. We're going to go over to the quick level here, and this first stage right here, Conquer Blackpool Hills. Once you get this cleared in normal with only one hero without assistance here, you're going to be able to get yourself 6 pieces of this particular set here. Now, funny enough, I think it actually gave me 246 on the attack slot here, but I went ahead and just kept my critical rate rune that I have on here, which I'll get into a little bit in the video here. But basically, guys, this is what I'm looking to run right now. We're running with a crit rate build versus an attack build. Do I think one is better than the other? Not necessarily. The rune stats that I got on this rune slot 4 is going to be a little bit better than what I currently have on my slot 4 attack rune that I was given here. So again, I'm just trying to take advantage of the critical rate that I'm getting through my subsets plus this, and then of course that leader skill to give me basically about 90% or a little, I would say 80%, right? I can't even do the math here. 56 plus 19, yeah, 75. Yeah, I think that's it. So the goal is to have a high amount of critical rate so I can have that consistent crit damage come in and do some work here. But either way, guys, any way you look at it, as long as the runes and the offensive slots are definitely invested into, you're going to be able to see quite a bit of damage here. So let's go ahead and hop on over here. Once again, we know that we cannot clear the Blackpool Hills on the hell mode of this one here, but if you're not at that stage, where do you go? What should you focus on? Well, now I talked about a little bit of this in the previous video. Where if you guys like me, maybe a few days in here, you already know that the goal is to get into that dungeon farming. So when we think about all the later stages and the types of teams that we're going to be incorporating, there's going to be a lot of support based units that we're going to be doing. A lot of them are going to be needing runes that are going to provide them a little bit additional speed, right? You guys know what it's about. The goal is to get that higher speed at the end of the day so you can have more turns, cycle your abilities over and over and over again. So without question, after you get those attack runes, those initial attack runes here, if you haven't cleared that stage, I think you should clear the normal stage by now, but you can work on Luna Lake, stage 1 through 6, and go ahead and get those attack runes at 5 slot. But me personally, I was working on Earl Plains stage 1 and just getting it done here with regards to farming here. And so the reason why this is going to work just as good as Blackpool Hills is because whenever you're utilizing a farmer, the goal is for you to find a stage that you have, the majority of the units are going to have that elemental advantage here. So for the fact that Angel of Death is going to be chaotic, and these units are chaotic lawful, you're never going to have the elemental disadvantage here. So it's going to be pretty easy for you to do. So we'll go ahead and do a run real quick here so you guys can kind of see where we're at here. They are level 40, similar to the Blackpool Hills, but obviously their HP is a little bit lower. And one of the things you'll notice in Blackpool Hills versus this stage here, Earl Plains, is that the units that are attacking you, yes, they're going to do a little bit of AoE damage, but there's not really any kind of, what's it called? I don't think there's a defense break on this unit. This one might actually have one here, I believe correctly, but it seems like it's not as strong or not as consistent. And even with the hits, I haven't had any issue taking these out here. Funny enough, now it's looking a little low here, but I think we're going to be good, right? That's an unfortunate waste of that attack here, but again, this is looking real funny here. Thank you, CCG, making me look like I don't know what I'm talking about here, folks. I don't have any issues with this stage, but apparently we're missing everything here. That's the epic fail. If you guys are from some of this where you already know what it is, but you can get it done with this, with the stats that I showcase. So if you're obviously, if you don't have the stats that I have, then you're gonna have to work your way back here, maybe start at the hard stage, get a little bit more, get your unit leveled up or whatnot. I find that a lot of people are struggling because they don't have the stats, but they're still trying to get their what's it called, their farmer, or their farmer whatnot to level 40. They're still working their way up here. So that's what I basically stuck on for there. I cleared stage 1 through stage 6 on that. And then the one thing you can do if you are working on a couple of units, maybe you're not doing the Fodder Farmer, but you're also leveling up units that you're going to be incorporating into the dungeons, is you can utilize the Windwalker tactic. So one thing that I can do is I'll go ahead and pop this out and bring in my Windwalker. And if you guys didn't realize, I'm sure you heard it by now, everybody's been talking about it here. The Windwalker is a really, really nice unit to go ahead and assist you in the Fodder Farmer. Why is that? Because this second skill here, Gale, restores 50% of the HP, but more importantly, gives you that 100% of energy, which is basically your attack bar to an ally. So this is something that you're going to be throwing in there, with your fodder, which are not going to have any runes. So this one here is going to boost up your Angel of Death so that your Angel of Death can follow through if you don't get that quick kill here. So this is going to be really nice to go ahead and improve your damage overall. And then of course, kind of clean up the mess if you don't get the one shot already. Okay, Discord, rip the dream there. So, and then of course, right now I do have it awakened. So when you get it awakened, you do have the wind blessing. So this is obviously gonna provide a little bit of energy and haste. But if you're running a unawakened one, then you won't have this third skill here. So that's gonna be more opportunities for you to take advantage of this. So it is really nice. Now, of course, it's obviously a little bit easier for me because of the fact that I have runes on it and whatnot here. But I mean, the concept is sound. Taking advantage to saving your Windwalkers to utilize while leveling up your fodder is going to speed things up quite a bit here. And it literally makes this stage doable for me, not just for the fact that I got that heal on it, but also for the fact that we're just getting that attack bar manipulation. So yeah, you can see right here, not really an issue here. But again, we'll have to see if we get super unlucky when it comes to these hits. Of course, now it's looking at the stage like, yeah, it's something that I can handle, whatever like that. But more times than not, similar to that stage that we just did just recently here, it's like when I record, everything goes to crap, right? So yeah, right now, not a big issue here, but of course, luckily for us, they're attacking the Windwalker versus the Angel of Death here, so it's going to be a little bit easier considering the fact that those units are they're chaotic and they're going for the lawful unit here. So that's going to basically keep my fodder or my Angel of Death alive a little bit longer so we can deal with it and basically get the job done. So as you guys can see, we're getting that improvement there on the attack bar, getting the kills, and we're able to get the clear. This time around, it was about a minute, but I've varied anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute here. And so again, 3120 XP, obviously that's nothing to shy away from. That's a really, really good amount. And again, considering the fact that we can do an auto times 5, it is pretty nice here. So one thing to point out, I think I'll go ahead and keep this right for now. One thing that I want to point out is if we go back to the setup here, is that a lot of people have been talking about, it's like, okay, Childish, I got this Angel of Death, but now I summoned a Spider Queen or I summoned a Lich King. Like, what do I do now? What is this, pretty much a waste, or like, where do I go with this one? The cool thing about this game is that, guys, you have this opportunity to use Convert. If you guys haven't seen this one, it's that button over there in the middle left of the screen. You click Convert and you can't do anything because your unit's locked up. Okay, so if I unlock it and click Convert, if you spend these resources here, you can go ahead and convert this unit into another 6-star. Now, keep in mind that any skill ups that you have on this is going to get erased. Any evolution you have, like if you're evolved or awakened, it's going to get erased as well. But you will be able to keep the Sanctified ability. And I believe you could still keep, you got to keep the Sanctified ability. Yes, for sure. So that is really, really nice because, again, it gives you an opportunity to get a different NAT4, one that you might be able to incorporate in a different team. It will already be, a 6-star, level 40 max and ready to go. And you can just take advantage of your other units that you recently pulled in order to do that, fodder farming. So one thing that I want to point out here as well is the Sanctify ability. This is what we're going to be doing when we get to that 6-star. We're going to get once we get a copy of it, bring it a 5-star. We're going to be able to take it here and sanctify it so that we can get ourselves a permanent ability that will improve our stats here. So if you guys haven't had a chance to check this out, there's a wide variety of skills here. All of them have, you know, basically an increase of some base stat here, whether it's attack, HP, defense, or hit. And then we also have specific ones here that provide a wide variety of abilities or stats here, or mechanics or whatnot here. So I'm going to just kind of show you the ones that provide the base attack, so you guys can see those and kind of make your, you know, kind of make your decision from there. So the first one here is going to be shield. This one here increases the base attack by 15%, and then all attacks will do 2 times the damage to enemies for shields. When we're talking about the Angel of Death, I don't think this is really important because there's really no units going to start out with shields unless there's some Sage that, like, you know, they buff shields or whatever. But yeah, not going to be real big here. Next one up, we got Fearless. Increases the base attack by 15%. The damage will no longer be reduced to 25% when attacking a hero of a stronger faction. I think this is actually a really good sanctifying skill, but considering the fact that we talked about, you're going to be focusing on stages that have, you have the elemental